It's the opening round of the NFL playoffs, and EA Sports continues its coverage of Super Wildcard Weekend. It's the Colts and the Broncos, next on Madden Football.
As far as home field advantages go in the playoffs, there are few places tougher on a visiting team than this one. Sold out in Power Field at Mile High in Denver. Tonight, it's the AFC's turn to take center stage as we've got a wild card matchup on tap between the Indianapolis Colts and the Denver Broncos. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the postseason on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, that's really all I need to say to get you fired up. It's the postseason on EA Sports.
And no one's more fired up than the guys who are going to be playing in this game. This is what they fought for all year long. Go back to the OTAs, the mini camps, training camp, throughout the season to get to the playoffs. The intensity level will be off the charts.
It's that most wonderful time of the year, the NFL playoffs, as we're underway on EA Sports. And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
And he comes into these playoffs bringing a team that's been battle-tested, won the division, and earned the home playoff game here in round 1. But every year they know that a division champ, it feels like, gets beat. They don't want to be that team. They have to avoid the overconfidence and make sure they play the same way they played during the regular season, mistake-free and with passion.
Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Holding offense.
That time, the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold him.
Here we go.
And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line.
Set, go.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Lance, pass complete. George Pickens with it.
Here we go. Set.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Lance. That's out wide here for Robinson. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. Broncos on the move here a bit. Nice plays in succession back-to-back.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Lance. Forced out to his, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. 2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And yeah, I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like, oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Trayvon Walker in there to drop him at sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long.
Ready. Set.
Throwing now is Lance. And he'll go underneath here to Elliott. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Their opening drive here is going to result in a punt. They got 7 yards there, but not enough. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line. So now the Colts backed up to start their initial drive. They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And he comes off of a really good regular season with over 4,000 yards passing. And now in the playoffs, people always ask the question, do you continue to play the way you played in the regular season? Do you turn it loose? Or do you tone it down a little bit? I think you've got to be smart, but make sure you show the defense something they haven't seen before.
Now Lawrence throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Lawrence will throw. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. 3rd and 2, now Lawrence. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
Opposite.
An opening there on that first down run as he gets this forward for about 8 or 9. That looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
The throw over the middle, taken in, and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
Another completion right there. And again, Charles, good time in the pocket. That offensive line on this opening drive been really solid.
They've been more than solid. They've really tamped down the pass rush and kept him safe in the pocket, able to look around, find his target, and deliver. He's got to make sure he tells the offensive line in the huddle, thanks, fellas, let's keep it going.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Lawrence.
And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. But to throw again is Lawrence. Now a swing pass. It's Edwards-Helaire. And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the first down. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. I guess you could say they're kind of fortunate to be in the position that they're in, able to host as a division champ, because it's really one of the weakest divisions in the NFL.
And there's often the discussion every time, right, that 4th seed, should they actually be hosting? Because sometimes it turns out that division winner has a lesser record than wild card teams that get in, and some people think that'd be a more fair way of doing things. But I gotta tell you, I personally like it. The winning a division title, I don't care what the division, how it's ranked, it still means something to me, and I like the fact that they get to host.
I think that that's the reason you have the divisions. If you didn't, just stack them all up and take the best 6 records. But there's a division for a reason, and the champion hosts the first round.
And the first rule of thumb in building a team, build a team to win your division. Beat those teams first, then you go from there.
Ready, go. Set, go.
Lance now on first down. He'll go right back to St. Brown.
Ready.
from the 36. Lance. He finds, and it's a fumble. And the Colts pick it up. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver.
Here we go, here we go. Here we go.
First and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Here's Lawrence to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to launch it for Washington. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. They'll run it. This is James Robinson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Showed a good move, but quickly corralled just beyond the 10-yard line. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Azeez Ojulari in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it will be 4th down. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. Now a fair catch called for and made right on the 45-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the Colts as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 46. Here's Edwards-Helaire as they will start on the ground. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
On first down, Lawrence. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted. On 2nd and 10, Lawrence. Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Lawrence to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This from 54 yards away. And this one is right down Broadway. And that'll do it for the first quarter of play. 3-0 after one on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Colts in possession. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Denver's offense now set to go. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. On play action, Lance. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And I believe the Colts have recovered. Yes, they have.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. They've got the ball in a great spot here, already inside the red zone following that fumble recovery. A shotgun snap and a give to Edwards-Helaire. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw, Lawrence. This will be caught at about the 6. And the Colts are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Edwards-Helaire is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. Again, Edwards-Helaire. And once again, he will not go anywhere. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage. This is a big play in this wild card matchup, facing 3rd and goal. Lawrence. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
3rd and goal, they decided to throw for it, but how about the play defensively? Couldn't find anyone open, left him nowhere to go with the football, had to absorb the sack.
And now the Colts call on their field goal unit here. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And this one is right through. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. Well, Charles, I think you'd have to call that a win for the defense after the turnover already in field goal range, and they had to settle for 3.
Yeah, the beautiful part is you start so close to the end zone that your thought process on offense has to loosen up a little bit because you're thinking to yourself, you're almost guaranteed 3. Let's take some good shots at the end zone and try and turn it into 6.
Denver's offense ready to go again. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
To throw, it's Lance. Steps away to his... And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Logan Hall. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. But, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
Now Edwards-Helaire. And this is going to be a Colts first down as good running gets him to about the 44.
Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
Show a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 44-yard line.
Edwards-Helaire as they run out of the gun.
Oh, nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence.
That's complete right side to Lazard. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. To throw again on 2nd down.
Lawrence.
He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete.
And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. Here's Lawrence.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
And his kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
And coming out now, the Broncos. They'll be in search of their initial points in the contest, trailing 9-0 as they begin with a first down. They begin the drive with Robinson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. On 2nd and 9,
Lance.
And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
Here we go. Ready?
Here's Lance to throw it. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
And Lance now to throw.
To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds.
And Lance going to throw.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. But collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. A CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs.
Offense looked a little bit discouraged after that play, shaking their heads a bit, looking at each other. I think they thought they'd get a lot more out of that call. Sometimes you do get the running lane you want, and other times the defensive front, they just break up the play before it can get going.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a throw here to his running back. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. From the 36, Lawrence. And he'll look underneath here for Edwards-Helaire. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Now Lawrence on first down. Out of the backfield, this is Aaron Jones. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Throwing again here, it's Lawrence. Finding a safety valve here, that's complete. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be 2nd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Throwing now, Lawrence on first down. He'll drop that off to Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to get this down near the 25. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Lawrence. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Lawrence going to throw again. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on 3rd down.
And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So a late 3 there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about situational football and something they've worked on since the OTAs and mini camps the previous summer. They take care of the ball, get 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the second half. That's the old 2-for-1 special to finish things off.
No reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on first down. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we're at halftime of this AFC Wildcard matchup. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, BG, thanks very much. The playoffs are underway. What a weekend this is going to be. Super Wildcard weekend. This, the first of 6 games set to be played. We'll get back out to you guys in just a moment.
But first, let's remind everybody what's coming up tomorrow in the AFC.
we've got the 3-6 game, as it'll be the LA Chargers doing battle with the Cleveland Browns. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Colts. And even though they've got the big cushion, I would imagine they'd like to see a little more out of their passing game. Pretty pedestrian numbers through 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they did not have quite the same amount of success in the passing game that their counterparts did, as you get a look at the numbers there.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC Wildcard game. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback.
Check. Opposite.
And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Now Lawrence. Pass complete. He's got Lazard on the out route. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Opposite. Heel. Block it. Hands.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. And now a stoppage, and looks like we have a Colt who was shaken up on that last play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. 2nd down and 8. From midfield now, Lawrence. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense, because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off. But a nice game there for a first down.
Away. Check. Opposite.
They'll roll him out right. And he's down into the red zone at the 15 after a gain of 15. 1st and 10. And now a stoppage, and looks like we have a Colt who was shaken up on that last play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver.
Ready, set.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
Got it.
So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. Here's Edwards-Helaire, and he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. They'll run with Edwards-Helaire. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Clyde Edwards-Helaire taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Colts continue to pull the playoff surprise as they lead big here on the road. But just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will make this a 19-point game. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half.
Ready.
Lance now on first down.
To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. Throwing again on second down.
Lance.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gallagher. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Throwing now is Lance. Finds Pickens out right.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Ready.
Second down and a run by Robinson. And he'll pick up about 3 there, up to the 43.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Now Lance.
And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over.
The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
They go play action now. Lawrence.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Able to find Lazard. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Show a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 48-yard line.
Alert.
From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Lawrence will throw.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Opposite. Heel.
Now Lawrence to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and that will extend their lead even further.
So 3 more points tacked on, and this margin getting more comfortable by the minute.
And with the lead where it is, you can actually feel good about field goals. We talk all the time about scoring 6s, not 3s. But in this case, they're just looking to chew up some time and come away with points.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Broncos are about set to go on offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Ready?
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort.
We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Here's Lance.
And a dump off here to Robinson. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
I really like the angles that the tacklers came from on that play. They secured inside, took away the cutback. The sideline's there, so you can only go so far outside, and they were able to close in and tackle him for a loss.
Yeah, they used your boy over there, the 12th man. Sammy Sideline, right?
Sammy Sideline. You know something? He tackles pretty well, too.
He's tougher than an airport steak.
Ready?
Throwing his Lance on 3rd down.
Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
They certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback.
Indianapolis offense ready to go again.
They're just looking for more of the same. Great first half so far. Good second half. And you know, sometimes I guess maybe, Charles, these coaches, they don't have to tell these guys much when they're rolling like they're rolling right now.
You're exactly right. I've heard stories of some of the best coaches in our time or any time having grabbed their staffs at halftime and said, guys, they're playing really well. Don't go in there and give them a whole lot of stuff. Just pat them on the back. And essentially the speech at halftime is, let's go, guys, and that's it.
Yeah, no one's upset the apple cart so far.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. Lawrence on 3rd down. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. And here's Ryan Wright now,
as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10.
Cut. Ready?
Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A Bronco 1st down there, 12 yards on the play.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Robinson up the middle.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
To throw, it's Lance. Got an open man, it's Pickens.
It'll be a gain of 5. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Broncos on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Lance looking to throw it.
He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
Ready?
Desperation time here. Lance.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. Felt compelled to go for it there on fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a fourth down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
So this drive going to continue following the conversion on fourth. Here's 1st and 10.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
And Lance now to throw.
He finds his man, complete. It's Gallagher. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts 35. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Azeez Ojulari picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. Another try after the 1st down sack.
Lance, and they'll work this down inside the 30. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Now Lance going to throw.
And this is going to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And he is going to have a Broncos 1st down as they'll get the conversion on a gain of 14.
Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver.
So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here, 1st and 10.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw.
Able to get this one to McBride. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
Okay, ready?
8 yards to go on 2nd down.
Ready.
Again, it's Lance.
And he'll get nothing out of that one. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And 3rd and 8 now.
Let's go.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
Ready.
From the gun, it's Lance.
And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17.
Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game. Even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
Lance to throw for it on 4th down.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver.
Amon-Ra St. Brown
from 17 yards out.
And the Broncos are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter.
And his throw is incomplete.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation, this time unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
And the Colts coming out now. If this game continues the way it's gone, it'll be, well, somewhat of an upset. 5-4, not huge, but still the big thing, winning on the road to stay alive. Pretty big deal.
Yeah, when you pointed out that 5-4, the first thing that flashed through my head was college basketball. When they get to their tournament, right?
Yeah, like the 8-9 seed first-round game.
Right, you always look at that before you thought your brackets, don't you? And you got to figure out which one you're going to pick, that 9 seed over the 8. And sometimes even that 7-10 game feels the same way. Not much difference between the two teams. Give them a lot of credit, though, for going on the road and getting it done in this one.
Yeah, that's a difference. NCAA tournament, neutral site here on the road and putting some people on notice. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On play action, Lawrence rolling to his right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And, Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line.
He'll get this out wide here to Elliott.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. From the 40 now on 2nd down.
Lance, Pickens on the slant. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand the field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down.
Here's Lance to throw it.
And he lost the football. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Well, we know he's got the speed to get downfield, Charles, but there's the negative side. A little loose with the football that time.
And that's normal, especially when you have his type of talents, because you feel like you're into the open field and maybe you don't feel the people who are around you or closing in. All quarterbacks have to do extra ball security drills with the way the game's played now, because defenses, they attack the football as much as they attack the runner.
Dancing to his left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here.
On 3rd down, Lawrence.
And he'll find Washington. That's complete.
And he is going to have a Colts 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Big hook up there. Forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
They'll run here with Edwards-Helaire. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40.
Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame.
On 2nd down, a run with Edwards-Helaire.
Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it.
And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. And now the Colts call on their field goal unit here. This to make it a 3-score game late. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will extend their lead even further.
So that not just important in the fact that it widens their lead, but really that was a textbook job of just hanging on to the football.
And we know all the time that coaches talk about time of possession. Sometimes it's a stat that doesn't matter much, but in this drive, it matters a lot. They want to reduce time and score points and lock this game down.
And Denver getting set to take the field.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. After the sack on 1st down, Lance.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Working from the gun, Lance.
And that is incomplete.
Lance and company going on 4th down.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and as a result, their playoff run may end right here. They go down to a knee, and that will do it. They are moving on here in the playoffs. They said beginning of the season they wanted to get past the wild card round. Well, they just got past the wild card round.
How about that, being able to put the big check marks up in the locker room, right? Get to the wild card game, check, got that done. Win a wild card game, big check. Now you've got to go ahead and set your sights higher. There is a bigger prize out there, and they still have an opportunity.